Hey there, this is Frank with Vyral Marketing, and I'm with Lars Hedenborg today, who has consistently sold in your office how many homes a year, about, Lars?
7 trillion homes a year.
That's a lot of homes. That is
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. So this year we'll do probably 3.5, 3.6 million GCI, and it's pretty leveraged. We've got a, good lead gen campaign for sellers, for recruits and all that. So yeah, I've been at it for a decade or so, and I've been with our friends at Vyral, feels like for more
Long
than a
time.
decade.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, I'm excited to chat with you today.
So what we want to talk about today is just get to the point of like, how do you recruit real estate agents to come work for you? And there's lots of different methodologies, systems. And what I've done at Vyral is, we're all about helping you publish videos. And, we've been asked for years, can you help me start a recruiting blog? And the answer to that was yes. We'll put up a blog for you that was basically like an agent training blog where you would train agents, and then just kind of leave you to your own devices to have submit, 2 quick training videos, and then we would send it out. Now the problem was the videos weren't training videos; they were big pitch hype videos about why someone should work for you. And then our clients would just end up spamming these videos to like all the agents in the MLS, and that was about as far as the recruiting blog went. So, knowing inbound the internet marketing and how to build an audience of agents to trust you, I decided, what, how could I structure something so I could actually help someone actually recruit some meaningful people? And this is where the recruiting course came in. Think of it in terms of, more advanced guided account management at an advertising agency to get some marketing done. So what I wanted to go through today, I have never been a real estate agent. I'm a fraud in that aspect. I have never recruited for myself a real estate agent to my team or brokerage ever before in my life. All I know is what I've learned at conferences and what I've executed for people and what the case studies are. So that's where my credibility comes from. But Lars, you recruit a lot of agents. How many agents would you say you have had to recruit over the years? Have you gone through?
I'll answer that question in a second. I think you're selling yourself short because you've built a really cool business and hired a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, at Vyral, we have 60 people working here.
Yeah.
About 1/3 of our staff turns over a year, so we have to recruit. But what I'm getting at, so Lars, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I never recruited agents. So I want to get some insight from you on this course that people might sign up for.
Sure. So this is, in real estate B school, we focus on this. Obviously, I've got a real estate business where, it's life or death. Our ability to get people to just have some interest in what we offer, and then to kind of take the next step. It's something I wish I focused on more heavily earlier on in my journey, really. And what I see now in real estate, just buyers and sellers, is that what got us here is not going to get us there. And what got you here for adding agents to your team is not going to get you there in the future. Like 3 to 5 years from now, if you don't take the approach that Frank's going to talk about today, I don't think you're going to be able to compete as a team. So I think there's sort of 3 buckets of things that are going to happen over the next 3 to 5 years. There's going to be, number one is that there's going to be a piece of technology that a seller goes to, and it's all technology driven. Sign a listing agreement, click to get my pictures taken, and $24.95 up front, and off you go. There's going to be, the middle bucket is going to be discount brokers, and really limiting what an agent is even worth. And then there's going to be, high performance teams that do this at a high level that really provide a differentiated experience for buyers and sellers. And in that, you must recruit talent into your world. And the only way to do that is to add a crazy amount of value to a potential recruit and to get in front of them. And this content marketing and inbound marketing, and Frank's been studying it forever. I've been studying it for a long time, and it's really shifting the focus around how awesome I am. Look at me, to really here's something that can help you. I may never do business. We may never be on the same team. You may never join me. Come to a workshop, consume this piece of training. So that's what I love about this. It's exactly what you need to do. And I'll say most people won't do it. Most people won't go through the effort it takes to really serve a broken industry, and through like just selfless feeding into agents in your market and taking that approach and having that be the thing that attracts people to you. So I don't even know if I answered the question, but I've hired a lot of people, and it's harder and harder to hire people because everybody, what's the Simon Sinek video where he talks about, and it's about millennials, but it's about anyone these days. They see the impact that they want to have, and it's on top of a mountain, right? Or the success they want to have. It's high up there, and they literally don't see the mountain. Like, I just want that impact. I want to be that successful. I want to make multiple six figures, and I don't actually see the mountain I need to climb. And so they're spinning from job to job to job. This is too hard, or, so it's really on you as a team leader to make sure you attract them in a certain way, and then to lay out this opportunity for them, this multi-year, multi-step career opportunity. So
cool.
That's all I got.
Well, I want to go through, and I want you to pick holes in this plan, because I think I put together something that might work. And I want to hear your insight to make it better. Maybe say, I don't know, Frank, and be honest.
Yeah, for sure. And my team has gone through this, obviously, so we believe in what this system is. And I've had, our highest level members of Real Estate B School go through this as well. So
here's what we put together to answer the same concerns that you brought up. So Katie is an agent up in Chicago and has never really, her idea of recruiting at the beginning was, come work for me for a split and I give you leads. And that was essentially the offer, and not the strongest offer. So I said, Katie, let's step up. I want you to start a website where the mission is to educate real estate agents how to sell more homes. That's it. And your marketing funnel, if you will be as follows. You're going to start a free agent training newsletter. I want you to publish 2 quick Q&A business building tips. You sell 75 or something homes. I don't know the exact number, but plenty for credibility. But I just want you to publish 2 educational Q&A training videos a month on some business building tip. And I'd even throw in there, maybe interview one of your agents about their success. And this is designed, these videos, as you can see here on the left, are designed so people get to know you and see as someone that can lead them to make money in real estate and get to like you, right? And the whole goal is I want you to start teaching a very standardized monthly, quarterly, and I'm not really concerned with the amount of time, but a business planning workshop where it's like, hey, you've been watching my videos. If you like what I do here, I like to share with you exactly how we sell homes here. I'll walk you through lead generation, conversion, everything. And I'd like you to come to my free business planning workshop. It takes about 3 hours, and you'll walk away with a clear business plan that essentially is the Christmas tree, the lattice work, if you will, to hang all the ideas on that you see presented to you all over the place of how to go about selling real estate. So the newsletter drives to the local small little workshop. And at the very end of the workshop, I want you to make the offer to everyone, Katie, that says, hey, if you'd like to meet with me one-on-one, I'll give you like a little strategy call. I meet with my agents every single week to guide them. How about I guide you? Let's personalize for you to your behavior profile and what you want to do, what we talk about in this standardized workshop, and they get the meetings. Then from there, at the very end of that meeting, that's not a bait and switch, but hey, I can, if you come work here, I can continue to do this with you, or you can go off on your own. And this is the marketing funnel that we set up, where every month we're basically, the way we get the word out for the newsletter is we're running Facebook ads with the educational content to all of the agents in Chicago. And we also hired somebody either in the Philippines or overseas or locally between $5 and $10 an hour to basically just start sending one-to-one emails and Facebook messages to every agent in the MLS saying, come watch my videos, come join my Facebook page, come engage with my stuff. That builds her audience. She makes the offers to the workshop, the one-on-one call, and then to her team. And this is essentially the site that we built for her. This costs an extra $1,000. So $1,000 gets you a whole website like this, where you have your videos, you have your educational value, as you can see on the left, all kind of driving to these call to actions to get involved with her in some way to guide you. And this is what we put together. So Lars, you've seen this funnel before. This isn't news to you as far as like a coaching funnel. But remember we talked about building like a recruiting blog. We talked about building a recruiting system. Give me some feedback on this. This isn't too incredibly difficult. You have to be in the right situation to do this.
Yeah. And I think the awesome thing about real estate, and the thing I'm most excited about, is that, and this is kind of the thing that is quote unquote wrong with it, is that it's work. That's the only critique I could have of what this is that, there is work involved for you, even though there's a done for you aspect of it. You've got to get in there and do the work and be willing to learn and be willing to shift your mindset and be willing to, you need to serve your database at a high level, and you need to serve, your client database, and you need to serve your real estate agent database. And so I think that's literally the only critique of it. This will not work. It's impossible for this thing not to work.
Yeah. Well, the challenge is, Lars, we're dealing with human behavior. So but people will get into it and they won't implement, and they'll say this is too much work, and but this is brilliant. Nobody is doing this. Very, very few agents in your market. Either you're going to build a team based on sound business principles, or you're going to work for a team. And I really think you need to decide that right now. If you're going to build a team, then this is the only approach you could take with your recruiting efforts. Yeah. So you deal with the same struggles I have. People will hire us to get the implementation done, and they'll work with you for the advice and the guidance level that we could never deliver on the nuances of all this stuff beyond just the marketing, right? Yeah. So we've both been around the coaching world, I'll say, of like, how could I align with human behavior to get this done correctly? And this is where I came up with this course concept, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to have 2 semesters a year. So my current semester is running right now, and the next one starts January 7th of 2019. So you can't even do this until January 7th of 2019. And you meet in a small group of 8 other people in a Zoom meeting, kind of just like this, where it's a small group. It's not a large webinar where you hide, but I'm calling everyone out. We're having a conversation. And I basically put together a semester of 24 lessons where every week, I don't think you can see this, but I have a workbook, Lars. Hold on. With 24 lessons all written out of there's lesson 1 you're going to work through, here's lesson 2, and they get the workbook, right, of what little piece to implement every single week. And then on top of that, there's a weekly one-on-one meeting. So, 8 people show up for the weekly class with the lesson, but then you have to have a weekly one-on-one meeting to actually work with someone to execute that at the agency to get this stuff done. And that's kind of the cool thing, is like this guided process of, let me show this to you. Let me go through this really quick, Lars, to explain why this takes 6 months. And I aligned it with human behavior, where could you do this like in 3 or 4 weeks? Sure. If you have no other job or no other responsibilities, and you already have a depth of understanding of wisdom of how this stuff works, but probably not. So let's just go through this really quick. All right. You basically, on a landing page, write down why someone should work for you, and you get it up on a landing page. Can you still hear me, Lars?
Yep, I can.
Okay. Right. Then you send an email out to your whole list. So the landing page looks something like this. Join one of the fastest growing teams in Northeast Ohio. And it's a sales letter. You've seen sales letters that basically explains why in the world you should work for Michael Caine, right? Then what you do is you craft a letter, an email message like this, that basically says you're looking to hire somebody and drives them to that page. Apply now to be a real estate agent or company. This goes to your past clients. It goes to your sphere. It goes to your buyer leads. It goes to your seller leads. It goes to everybody that's in your house list. They click it, goes right back to your page to generate the lead for someone to come apply to work for you, right? And that really spikes response right away. And then we take that same offer message, but what makes you different, and we get it up on the online job boards and Craigslist, both optimizing for real estate agents, as well as like sales executives and sales professionals. So you kind of hit both markets. And then there's a way to follow up with the applicants where you just respond and drive them to like a group meeting. Instead of interviewing everyone one-on-one, you now have like a monthly group career night, if you will. So that's section 1. But let me keep going here. Section 2. Now we actually have to recruit. This is kind of hiring, if that makes sense. All right. So the best way to recruit is get people to a training event. So you want to make an offer for them at the end of the event to say, hey, I can help you personalize a business plan. This is the whole purpose of the event, is a one-on-one meeting. So this is your offer. The strategy call is, would you like to meet with me Are you a hungry agent looking for more? I will meet with you and talk about how to grow your business. At the end of this, you might make the offer to join your team. And then you hold, ideally, once a month or once a quarter, just a little training where you spend 3 hours with a group of agents in your MLS, just kind of explaining how you go about selling homes. Because if you're watching this, you're probably pretty successful. You're probably looking to recruit an agent doing somewhere between 5-6 deals a year, up to 20 or so. You could probably help them. And here's an example of what a training event looks like, if it's still available. Just up on Eventbrite, little business planning workshop, nothing too fancy, but you're just gonna get people to come and join that way. So the question is, no agents in your marketplace are gonna come to your event if they don't know who you are, like you, or trust you. They might see you as some evil big agent in your marketplace. So you have to build trust. And the best way to do that is through a newsletter, but not like a printed newsletter, but like, the Vyral Marketing plan, Lars. It's create some videos, put them up on Facebook, email them out, and maybe interview some agents and start publishing content of exactly what you'll see here on Michael's. Start publishing some educational videos that teach people how to sell real estate, of what you're doing on your team to be successful, right? Now, the challenge is no one's going to see those either. So now you have an event that no one's going to. Hold on. So now you have an event that no one showed up to. You made all these videos that nobody's watching with an offer that's no one's reading, right? Because you kind of built the foundation here. And in the beginning, you sent your first email out to the house list to get some response. But now, number 4 is this. We now need to get the word out. And here's the best way. I'll tell you this, guys, right now. I have studied this left and right. There's 2 ways. An inbound and an outbound strategy. First is the outbound strategy. You go to something like Broker Metrics and you pull a list of all of the agents that fit your criteria, and you send them you have your executive assistant reaching out on your behalf with a personal message every month. 1 monthly touch. You can find someone overseas in the Philippines for $3 to $5 an hour to do it. You can hire someone in the States easily for $10 an hour, someone that works from home. Couple hours a day, they were sending personal one-to-one emails through Gmail or Facebook Messenger, just saying, hey, this is Lars's executive assistant. He asked me to reach out to you. I want to let you know we published this video. Check it out. We have this event. Check it out. Join our Facebook page. Something very light to hook them into your content. Then you put the content up on Facebook ads and get people to consume it right in your local market. Now, I'll even go so far, finally, is there's probably a lot of other businesses that want to get in front of real estate agents in your MLS. Mortgage companies, title companies, Vyral Marketing, right? They could probably pay you to sponsor your stuff. You probably find sponsors to help zero cost or offset a little bit of the cost of doing this. We've had some success with that. Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So what's different? What should I change on this besides the fact that it's work? It's 6 months, so there's a little assignment every single week, so we build on it every single week.
Yeah, and just to, I mean, I can't poke a hole in it, because it will work if you work it. And then just have, even in Real Estate B School, our most successful members are successful because they're like the tortoise and they're not the hare.
Oh, say that again, please. Say it exactly again.
Yeah. So our most successful members in Real Estate B School, guys that have taken their business from 35 deals to 350 deals in 4 years, or from 80 where they're doing all the production to 225 and they're out of production. They are the tortoise and not the hare. They move the slowest. They have a long-term view of their business.
Yeah.
And this pillar in your business, to figure out how to attract people to join you in this mission of building some version of a high-performance real estate team, there's nothing more valuable that you could possibly focus on. This is the not urgent, critically important. I don't know if you ever see the Eisenhower grid.
Yeah, urgent, not urgent, important.
Yeah, I mean, recruiting agents, is not. It's not like it doesn't really. People don't put time into it. So to force 24 hours plus one-on-one, so I guess it's probably 48 hours over 6 months, plus maybe a couple hours of build time. So this is probably 3 to 4 hours a week for 24 weeks.
That's about right.
And at the end of it, you've got a multi-million-dollar pillar in your business. And I don't think people in recruiting, I don't think agents, team leaders really view this part of their business that way. That it's a pillar that has to exist in your business. And I'm late to the game on it. I mean, we figured it out. We have lots of people applying, for positions on our team. If you really want to build a business worth owning, that there's no, and I don't have any, I've got no affiliate deal with Frank. I've never received money from him, and vice versa. So it's not that. It's just that you guys need to figure this out somehow. And I don't know anyone teaching this stuff at the level that you're teaching it. We teach people in Real Estate B School. It's not broken down this way. It's really not. We teach you how to run an ad and I guess, on the job boards, and that's part of getting people, but this is building out the entire funnel. So when people, take interest in you, they're predisposed to doing business with you. So the content is there for them to consume once you get your applications, up and running, or even your traffic up and running.
Yeah. I'll share for anyone watching this. You're going, Frank, you want to ask me just to start training all the agents in my local MLS? Does anyone pay attention to me? And it sometimes blows my mind that, Spring here asked me that same question, and she sells over 300 homes a year. I'm like, Spring, you sell 300 homes a year. Of course there's people that could learn from you and develop from you. So she just went online. I don't know if you can probably probably can't hear it, right? But she just recorded a nice little video about how she's doing her business planning clinic. 3 hours, like I said. And it's basically, she's going to verbally explain her operations manual. I tell the people in the class, this is your opportunity just to have an audience to record your operations manual. That's the class, right? Just explain how everything works. It's really your new agent onboarding class to explain how your company works, done on the front end as a marketing piece in many respects, right? Yeah. But check this out. I mean, just from one little Facebook post, it's done on our webcam. I don't have the details here, but take a look at, space is limited to 20 people. Look at all the comments. Yeah, look at this. She sold it out. Everyone's there. Everyone wanted to come, which is like the coolest thing, She sold it out, yeah. Right? So I think the overall message here is, if you want to recruit and you want to lead, you want to run a real team where it's not just some referral business, you got to go from being an agent to training agents. It's like an identity shift. Lars, when did you make that shift of you wanted to train agents as opposed to being an agent?
I mean, I made the shift. I made the shift from like production mindset to business owner mindset pretty early in my journey. When I hired my first admin, when I hired my first buyer agent, it was back in 2008, 2009. And then everything I built was to get me out of production. This is the one thing I didn't focus on as much as I should have. This actually forces you to put your training program together for new agents on your team as well, or to at least have a mindset toward, every week you're recording a 10 to 12 minute or 6 to 8 minute training video that becomes your arsenal of, this is how we manage our time during the day. This is how we prospect, our SOI. This is how, whatever, I got through a difficult contract negotiation. I mean, literally, most people won't do the thing you tell them to do anyway. And so, the whole giving away your stuff and the scarcity mindset around that's the most ridiculous thing that you could ever think, because you want to put your best stuff out there to attract people to you. I mean, you really want to give away your best stuff so that people are attracted to you. And it's a little counterintuitive, and it really takes an abundance mindset to do that. But I don't see how, if you're in the business of building a team and that's the path you're going to take, a good chunk of your time has to be invested in this sort of work.
I want to share with you a couple stories really quick, because there's been some pretty cool changes that are happening with this and again, this is not, I am in no ways a real estate coach. at all. I happen to know a lot about it from being in the industry. I run an advertising agency. My job is to get marketing done. So I understand the business. And this is just basically premium account management for our clients that want to go through this course over 6 months, just get this implemented and done. And a couple stories, and I'll add you to this list, Lars. But Frank Gray, back in November, let me see if I can pull up his interview here really quick. Frank Gray, I'm in the same shirt. In November 17th, do you see my screen? Yeah, you see my screen. November 2017, he started his own brokerage from scratch. Signed up in January 2018. Within 8 months, he recruited 101 agents. 85, he said, came from the marketing efforts. He did not make a single cold call to recruit an agent. His close rate, he says, is 90% or higher because agents find him through his agent training newsletter and his 3-hour business planning workshops. He hired, I believe, 3 or 4 of his agents to teach the material in his business planning workshops, and he holds them all over Houston. He and his instructors teach them all over Houston now. Agents come pre-sold on me in Abbey Realty. It's extremely rare I meet with an agent that's not pre-sold. They've been bringing on an agent every 2.5 days since they started. Now I'll tell you this, he's on like a discounted brokerage model, like a 90-10 or something like that. So he's kind of leading as a thinner margin brokerage without an office. But still, the point is, this is somebody who took this course and ran with it, and it was his one thing. I don't think he was actually in production or selling real estate because he wanted to build a brokerage. And not a single outbound call. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that kind of it just kind of throws a lot of recruiting, some of the traditional ways of recruiting, like kind of throws it in your face of like, you have to make cold calls to agents all the time.
And so, I mean, I was thinking that I didn't know if you were going to say it. That I mean, he's obviously a broker and not a team.
Yeah. He's a broker on a thinner split model, so there's more to the story, but still.
Yeah, I was thinking, but still. But the cool thing is that your messaging around this build that you're helping team leaders with, it's going to attract. In Real Estate B School, we don't attract agents that are at a low volume. Because I'm not talking about anything about like how to sell 1 home a month consistently. Like I'm talking to top producers and team leaders. Mm-hmm. And so when you're marketing, when you're putting together your messaging, if you're looking to hire, 10 agents, your whole model is fulfilled with 10 agents doing 40 deals each, all of your messaging is different than a guy that's looking to hire 101 agents in 3 months.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it, is that it's all marketing, and this is the vehicle, the funnel to do it. So I love that it's work. That's the only critique I have of it, is that it's work.
It is.
And I like that, because that means that we're still going to succeed in our industry, because our industry generally attracts people that think there's an easy button.
So let me just show you here, for anyone that's interested in going down this training route. I mean, his message. So we have somebody that was doing a team model. Lars, yours would look exactly like this. It's the same exact kind of template, where it's all about, you started free training newsletter, drive them to an event that's standardized, by the way. So it's a scripted event that eventually you can hire an instructor to teach, that drives them to a one-on-one meeting afterwards, and then you pitch them on your team. And I actually help people write the sales letters. I write the sales copy. So all the landing pages that convert the leads is done for them custom, which is really nice. I mean, people charge $20,000, $30,000 for this stuff, Lars. I can do this for $1,000, still make a profit because I have it so systematized. And if you want to go here, you can kind of see how his messaging as a broker will be a little bit different. Let's say as somebody who's maybe running I'll have an example here, Cleveland. They're just running a high performance team. They're looking for people that will pound the phones, 30 contacts a day. He's running very much a call center Mike Ferry model, but it's still the exact same system. So if anyone's watching this and you're interested in this approach, like to build out a funnel, I think I created let me know. I'm happy to send you a free copy of the workbook so you can review all the material. It's all in there, every single class. I'll send you a copy or two of some of the classes that are taught so you can review those. We have links to all the websites. You can talk to the clients. You can actually see what this stuff looks like. And up on the website, you're probably wondering, like, well, does this actually work? Well, you'll have to see for yourself. Got some pretty good success stories here, and where you go to see them really quick, and then we'll hop off, Lars, because I know you got to go here in a few minutes. But just go to how it works on the website. Our core program hasn't changed. This is our method to help you stay in touch with your database. Your 2 videos a month. This is how we've been doing this for 9 years to help you stay in touch with buyers, sellers, past clients, centers of influence, so they call you and stay top of mind. It's the best 33 touch in the industry as far as I'm concerned you can get. However, I started 2 little add-ons. There's clients that want to raise money to zero cost their marketing expenses. I know how to do that by including people in your marketing. And there's also clients that want to use that same system, this core system, for a recruiting model. And these are some back-end courses that I put together in a semester-based format. You can scroll down here. You can see some success stories right through here that I recorded with the interviews. Lars will be here too. You can see the entire curriculum. And I also included links to examples of all this stuff that you can see. The actual Indeed ads that are running, example business plan meeting offers. You could take a look at exactly what this stuff looks like when you ultimately build it out. And if you're interested, let me know.
Awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, farther down, there's even more results. These are all the emails that I've gotten from people that they give me permission to post on the website about the responses they've gotten, how many people have shown up for the workshop, how many people they've hired, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see here. Yeah, here's some more than you can read down.
Are you doing
here.
Dave Hook? I saw a few.
Yep. Dave Hook. Yep. Dave Friedman loves it. Did a great job. Chip Free. Let's see here.
So I'll say, and I know Misty's crushing it. So these are high-level teams, guys. I will say that. I mean, these are smart guys that are already doing 200, 300, 400 sides, and they know this is where they need to go in order to compete in the future in real estate.
Yeah.
You know, there's no better investment of your time. I mean, really, in terms of gross margin you'll get from a highly productive agent, you know, ours is on the ridiculous side, our gross margin on our lead agents, but, you know, conservatively, an agent on the right splits, a value-based commission split structure, I mean, they'll make 100, you make 150.
So one agent that does what you expect them to do and you train them can make you $150,000 a year residual.
Yeah, easily. And our margins are on point. I mean, we're at 70% gross margins.
I'm going to write that down, Lars. That's what we're going to title this. Let's get that one more time. So they go into your coaching program. You're going to show them how to get their agents that kind of split.
Yeah, that's the model. That on the conservative side, I mean, your agents should make 6 figures when you make 6 figures plus.
So one agent that's selling the number of homes probably at the typical price point and commission splits. The gross margin that you're taking in from one agent you recruit that you actually get productive and follows the systems should make you $150,000 a year in gross profit.
100%. And they'll make 6 figures, which is a very small percentage of agents in your market. The reality of the real estate industry is that very few agents make 6 figures.
Oh, yeah.
So if your price point is anywhere from 2 to 250, 275, I mean, that's based on that. That's what it's based on. If you're in a lower price market, yeah, it becomes a little bit more challenging, but cost of living is lower. So 60,000 is equivalent to 100,000, you know. And then we've got agents. I mean, our lead agents are making 225, 250.
And you have all the systems to be able to teach how to onboard the agent. See, I don't have any of those. How to onboard the agent, how to run the company, how to run the business, how to run the
we take somebody with no real estate experience whatsoever, and by week 5, they are productive and setting. Pretty much everyone graduates in 8 weeks, but they've got 3 weeks to set enough appointments where we meet 12 of them in a 3-week trailing period.
That's great.
You know, so, and then we get them up to 5, 6. The goal is 8 Mets per week.
At what point should someone look into recruiting agents?
Really, you need to figure out how to get yourself busy first. Like if you can't figure out how to sell 30 to 40 homes yourself, I don't think you're I think you're kind of, you got to figure out how to get yourself stupid busy first. And then you hired an admin, you get a little bit more busy, and then you hire your buyer agent because your life is unmanageable. You've got to get out working with buyers. You hire a second buyer agent. You should be getting to 100, 120 sides with you and a couple buyer agents if you build the thing the right way.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, man. That's all I got for you. We're going to end the broadcast there. Lars, thank you.
Awesome. Good job, brother.